think we've all come to love the online vehicle auctions. Well, most of us. Some people complain that it's all shill bidding and drama and fake stuff and that it's driven the value of vehicles up. Well, the auction is the vehicle by which these cars are sold. That's not the reason values are going up. However, I think the advantage of the online auction as a platform is that not only do you get a transparent marketplace with the open forum comments, so anybody can put their opinion in there.
For better or worse.
It's like Michael Scott's opinion of Wikipedia, right? Anyone, anywhere can type whatever they want, so you know you're getting the best possible information. But also the mostly relevant descriptions that highlight service history, modifications, notable options, and stuff that buyers actually care about, or at least informed buyers. Usually there's underside photos, paint meter readings, comprehensive photo galleries. The ones that don't have those are the outliers. Some do this better than others, depending on the auction. And my opinion, Bring a Trailer has gotten a little bit like template-y, where they're a little more fluff and a little less specific relevant information, and that may be a CYA move.
I feel like you just got to you read the first couple of paragraphs and then go to the comments. Like, I feel like everything after that, just based on my limited perception, this is not it feels very, I got the stats from Wikipedia.
It's still better than the typical car dealer listing.
Oh, those are bad.
Which is 20 sentences of why their dealer is such an amazing place to buy from, and then it just lists out power windows, power door lock, supplemental restraint system, alloy wheels, electronic fuel ejection, AM FM radio, CD player, left and right turn signals, inner and outer fenders, driver and passenger airbags. And of course, all that's based on a stupid federal law that requires you to disclose those things. But I don't think anyone cares about those things anymore. Every car has Apple CarPlay and backup cameras now, so nobody cares if it has central locking.
Well, and even then, past
you even know what central locking is?
It's the doors that what? What? Even once you get past the here's why our dealer's great, it's like, this car's amazing, buy it today. And then it goes into the screaming at you about airbags and central locking. It's wild. Yeah,
nothing you actually want to know about. So, with that said, SBX Cars listed a 2003 Ferrari 360. And in my opinion, it was an absolute, utter fail in terms of their description. It was incredibly detailed in terms of the specifics, right? It had what tires, the date codes on the tires, service history, service records uploaded, et cetera, all the modifications in detail, all the last services, an inspection report. So all really, really good things. But those, in my opinion, were overshadowed by the fact that it was listed as a Ferrari 360 Challenge Stradale Tribute. Usually, I would not waste this much breath on calling out somebody's auction, but it really chapped my rear end because I got excited. I want to buy a Stradale. I feel like I'm getting priced out. I want to do a stick swap, and I know there are some 360 sticks out there that have been converted essentially to be Challenge Stradale clones. I'm like, that's good enough for me. I just want the driving experience of a CS. I don't have to brag that I have a CS. So I thought, ooh, maybe this could be interesting. And I was very much misled. And I made my thoughts known in the comment section, and the seller got defensive. Now, I don't know if SBX was primarily responsible for the description or the seller himself. With other auctions, the auction house writes the description based on the information provided by the seller. So they're both a little bit to blame. But this one I don't like. 2003 Ferrari 360 Challenge Stradale Tribute. In multiple locations, it uses different verbiage, including carefully executed 360 Challenge Stradale Tribute, comprehensive Challenge Stradale cosmetic updates.
It's also modified by a retired Porsche race car driver because that really matters.
and race car drivers know typically how to set up cars. So I'll give it that.
Can you not see the comments after a listing is over?
No, that's why I saved the page prior so I can see.
What?
Yes.
That is some shady business.
Factory correct was used and perfect relative to the level, what did they say? Perfect Challenge Stradale Tribute, not perfect condition. Perfect Challenge Stradale Tribute. Let's see. Comprehensive. I'm going to look up, we're going to use Webster's here because it matters. Comprehensive, adjective.
He's pulling out a dictionary.
Complete, including all or nearly all elements or aspects of something.
Yes.
Going through this listing, the only thing I can determine that actually is from a Challenge Stradale is the transmission control unit, because it is a F1 gearbox, and the Challenge Stradale has a different TCU that gives you quicker shifts, etc. Apparently, it costs $5,000. That was a big deal. But that's it. Oh, it does have the Challenge Stradale rear script, so they got the badge.
Are the wheels not real?
The wheels are real, but they're 18-inch Challenge wheels that you could option on the 360. The Stradale has 19-inch wheels.
Ah, nice.
It does not have ceramic brakes. Big deal. It does not have, it has an aftermarket exhaust, aftermarket intake. They said that the suspension was set up and aligned to Challenge Stradale specifications. However, if you go into the details of the service records, he didn't even do Challenge Stradale shocks. He did K-Sport Control Sport coilovers, which I had never heard of. You Google them, it comes up mostly with Honda Civic and Subaru, etc. results. So that's kind of their target demographic. Not saying they're good or bad. It's just, you know, when you say a car is Challenge Stradale, suspension setup and alignment, and you do K-Sport coilovers.
Very different.
Yes.
But this has the 360 Mazda dash badge, Doug.
Yep, that's incorrect. Well, speaking of the interior, right. So they said that it has, let's see, extra interior tribute modifications, replacement Challenge Stradale styled seats, custom upholstered in red Alcantara. But they're not. They look like Sparco, or not Sparco. They look like Recaro Sportsters. The Challenge Stradale has carbon fiber bucket seats, carbon fiber shells with Alcantara or leather. These aren't even close. They look like the eBay special.
Oh,
and
my
speaking
God.
of the interior, Challenge Stradale is bare carbon fiber door panels, exposed metal in the floor pan, exposed welds. Like there's no carpet, there's nothing. They did none of that. It's got carbon fiber center tunnel. And like it's just a 360 interior. They changed nothing. They didn't do the Stradale wheel. They didn't do the Stradale seats. It's full leather, full carpeting. I'm like, I don't know what you actually did. Even the carbon fiber side mirrors aren't the real Stradale ones. They're aftermarket ones because the real ones are too expensive.
These seats look, yikes.
They didn't do the Stradale front bumper. They didn't do the Stradale side skirts. They didn't do the Stradale rear bumper or diffusers. They didn't do the Stradale rear deck lid, which has the little spoiler lip. They did none of this. But this is a carefully executed, perfect, comprehensive Challenge Stradale tribute.
Yikes.
This really pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. Like, why you lie? Wait, one of the tribute modifications. Michelin Pilot 4S tires measuring 225/40 front, 285/35 rear, whatever. No, those are tires.
Yeah, that's not a... I do feel... This feels to me... I have not seen this listing before tonight. I wanted to kind of come into this, without any context. This just feels like the very typical like clout chasing social media BS that we see all over the place. Like, oh, my buddy's got a Challenge Stradale tribute. It's just like the real thing, I swear. And then it's
definitely up badging.
Yeah. Hate up badging. Hate it so much. Well, this doesn't matter. But I'm asking anyway. If you did a stick swap, but or got a stick 360 and made it look like a proper Challenge Stradale tribute, would you take the rear badge off? Because it's not actually a Challenge Stradale.
That's a very good question that I can't answer.
Because you
I
keep
have a
it
roof
on,
badge
guys.
on my roof Tribute. I don't tell anyone it's a roof or it's anything other than what it is, but I've had the badge since like I was a kid. And so I just always kept it. I was like, I want to put this on a car someday. So I have that there, but I am very quick to tell people it is not a roof. It is a Porsche.
Yeah.
Very quick.
And I think you haven't done any other badging. And while on the surface, I would probably point at somebody in a parking lot and be like, well, that's not a roof. I like your story with that. So maybe I should judge less.
Also, you could buy roof parts. You can. I bought roof wheels from Roof.
Oh, they look so
there's
good.
A lot of non-roof VINed cars that are out there that they just did roof modifications, and you could buy the badges. I mean, heck, a couple weeks ago, we covered a car
Yes.
that the guy said was a roof. He claimed he got sponsored by Roof,
Yes.
and they gave him VIN tags, which is totally false. That's a level.
Do you have roof VIN tags, Doug?
No.
But this guy doesn't have Challenge Stradale VIN tags. I don't see that on the Tribute modifications list.
So he got called out by a couple people and was quite defensive and essentially said, well, the point was to duplicate the power, responsiveness, and handling of a Challenge Stradale. So he did all these aftermarket modifications to get it close. And I'll admit, when they did the video, I mean, it sounds amazing. A well-modified 360 is an awesome car.
Well, and I think that's the point is like what this person was allegedly trying to do was not the problem. It's how it was presented.
Absolutely.
Just present it as a,
Absolutely.
hey, this is a modded 360 in the style of a Challenge Stradale. Cool. It's not carefully executed. It's not perfect representation. None of that.
None of that. But he did say the reason why he was so intent on doing the Challenge Stradale style mirrors was that there was a wind tunnel test done with somebody, and they tested the aero of a Stradale versus a regular one, and the Stradale side mirrors provided better airflow into the engine intake ducts behind the doors.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, fine, but that doesn't make it a Challenge Stradale Tribute. Just say you did that for aero.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's like duplicating the Stradale's performance. Like, and he even said in his response to me, the cosmetics were secondary to the performance on this build. Then don't say it's a comprehensive cosmetic recreation. Stop lying. I mean, really, that's what it is. I don't know why this got me so bent out of shape, but like we have a 993 on our website that has way more than this guy spent on it, trying to make it like similar to a 993 RS, but not a clone. The guy was very like, this is not a clone. It's not, but it has a ton of real OEM Porsche 993 RS parts on it. And at no point did we describe it as a tribute or a clone or whatever. We said it was like an RS inspired build.
Yeah. And I think you're covered.
Said, here's what's actually on it.
Yeah. That's all you got to do.
So,
that's what I'm saying. This just feels like clout chasing to try to drive the value from somebody who doesn't know. And I'm still really, this is, bug up my rear end. I really dislike that the comments are not shown on this page after the auction is completed. That feels intentional to hide things.
I think here's the reason. It's the same reason collecting cars doesn't show the high bid or any of the bids once it ends, because people will draw conclusions off of a no sale, and you should really only draw conclusions off of a sale.
Okay.
So I
do agree with that. I see. Yeah.
I think if you're going to show the no sale, show the comments, because then you can see why maybe it no sale. But here's his defense to me, though. It's so funny. If you know much about the 360, I don't know anything. You should know the TCU is a massive upgrade, which shouldn't be minimized. This one costs just over $5,000 and worth every penny. Okay. Fine, I'm not minimizing that. I'm the fact that that's really the only Challenge Stradale part on this Tribute. Blah blah blah. The Group M intakes together with a carbon fiber replica mirrors addresses the second major performance difference, which is responsiveness and power. This car makes as much power as a CS and slightly more while running significantly cooler, which benefits both performance and longevity. The brakes are more than adequate in response to the CCBs not being on there.
But this was carefully executed.
Right. The steel brakes are more than adequate, and replacing them is inexpensive versus the carbon ceramic. If you really want a CS, be prepared to lay out $250K before all the repairs and upgrades that this car already has. Just call it what it is. I wouldn't have said a darn thing, and I wouldn't be making this podcast if you just told it like it was. And I mean, I feel like that's kind of the theme of all of this.
Yeah.
What we do here, we only shame people who try too hard, and in doing so, leave the truth in their rearview mirror.
Ugh.
My wife, her response was perfect. I explained to her what like a Tribute was and the difference between Challenge Stradale and a regular 360 as being like, she knows Porsche. So I'm like, it's like the GT3 RS to a 911.
Yeah.
And she said, she looked at it and I showed her everything. She's like, it's like a Temu version of a Tribute.
That's so good. I love her perspective because she's not burdened by all the baggage and annoyance we have with so much of this.
Right. All right. On to our ever popular license plate game.
Let's go.
Plate to sample. And we read a vanity license plate. And the other person has to guess, not having seen the plate before, what car it's associated with. So I have 5.
I have 5.
Seems to be our magic number. You go first.
That's the number you told me. All right. First up for you, Doug. Love cows. LUVCOWS. Need some Jeopardy music.
It's either like a Burger King executive or a farmer or a dude who likes fat chicks. I don't know. Pickup truck.
Oh, that is a Lamborghini Huracan.
Bull. I get
Cows.
okay.
There it is. The face of a man in defeat already. I don't even need the rest of these. Whoo, I'm going to pack her in.
All right. Speaking of fat chicks, we got Pudge Mom.
Pudge Mom. What? There's no way.
I'm looking at it right now. You want me to run it on Carfax and see if it's legit? I'm telling you, this is a plate.
God, I don't think I can actually.
PUDGMOM.
Oh, it's a Chrysler Pacifica.
No.
Chrysler Voyager. That's a callback to the previous episode. I have no idea what this could be. Am I going to hate myself? Volvo XC60.
Hyundai Sonata.
Oh.
Hybrid.
Woo. All right. Next for you, Doug. Earned It 1.
Oh, it's low trim, base trim Mercedes.
It's not actually.
What?
I know. I was shocked.
So this is a new luxury Altima with their vanity plates, man. Base Mercedes bragging about their net worth.
Money flexing. It is a white 991 convertible in Florida, I think. Oh, no, this is Indiana.
All right. I guess. I might have given this one away. C4NDY. So eye candy.
Oh, is that a base model Mercedes?
Sort of. It's a AMG E53.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I don't want to knock it, but it's definitely not eye candy. Those are not pretty cars.
I feel like if you have to say it is, it's not.
Maybe it's the driver.
Oh, okay.
Could be.
Gotcha.
Could be.
Next up for you, Doug. Pac-Man. PACMAAM.
I get it, like Pac-Man.
But it's Pac-Man.
Is that a Voyager?
It is not, no.
Pacifica?
Nope.
Mini.
A negative. That is a yellow C4 Corvette. I don't know why it's Pac-Man related,
Pac-Man's
but it's
yellow?
yellow. That's all I got.
Maybe. Here we go. FNNADER. Effinator.
Oh, is this what is it, a Ford Pinto or what did he?
Oh, man.
Or no, a Corvair. Did he hit the Corvair?
Corvair.
Yes.
Thank you. Unsafe at any speed.
Oh, wasn't the
Corvair.
Pinto the one where the gas tank would explode? So I'm not like too far off.
Maybe that also.
Okay, but it's yes, Corvair. Whoo! Get to keep my car
nice
guy
one
card.
too. It looks like it's built for the Optima Challenge.
Okay, Doug, for you, EBITDA, EBITDAD, EBITDA, or I don't even know how you'd say that.
Well, no, it's earnings before interest, depreciation, taxes, and amortization. Duh. I don't know what the last D is for.
I just thought it was like a dad who was like a financial dude.
Maybe it's a before and after thing. BMW 7 Series.
Right idea, but not quite. Sort of right
Mercedes
idea.
S-Class.
Nah. Okay, I lied. It's a late model Range Rover, so it's like sort of the.
Yep. Okay, on the right track. I think I was on the right track.
I think you so too, but then you went down more sedans, and I was like, no.
BTTY WTE Betty White.
Is this like a white Thunderbird?
Nope.
What would like Betty? Oh no, I'm thinking of. Why was I thinking?
You're
of Betty
on the right
Boop?
track though.
What would Betty White drive? Is the car's white? Is that true?
Yes.
This has got to be like a Cadillac, like an old 60s Cadillac. Okay.
Ford Super Duty. Lifted.
I see. I said Ford. Okay, that was my right track. Last one for you, Doug. It's wood.
Morgan.
Yes, you're right. Nice.
Dang, got one. Last one for you. Invasion.
Is this like a lifted RAV4?
No.
Invasion.
It also appears to be in a foreign country because children are climbing all over it.
Is it a Toyota Tacoma?
No.
What is it?
It is a black wrapped Tesla Cybertruck.
See, that was going to be my first thing, but I was like, that's too cheesy.
Got to do an EV for you every week. There's always going to be one slid in there, but not your typical I hate gas plate.
Well, thank you to everyone who submitted those to me through switchcast.live. If you want to help me get some plates, because Doug is a lot more popular than I am and gets a lot of messages on social media, you can head over to switchcast.live and submit your plate. So thank you to Jordan P., Andrew M., Ryan M., Cullen J., and Paul K. for all those.
I forget who sent me mine, but you'll know who you are. This episode is brought to you by Sheffield All Sport Watches. The Sheffield brand was recently revived by Jay Turkbus, an owner of an original Sheffield All Sport diver he received from his parents in 1970 when he was just 11, beginning his love of watches. As an adult, Jay used his extensive expertise in product development and marketing to revive the brand that started it all. He set out to develop watches with a high level of quality and specification at a value price. His first effort, and a successful one in July of 2023, was the debut of the Sheffield All Sport Diver 1. It had the kind of build and movement that much more expensive watches use, and his debut price of $108 was equivalent to the $13 his parents paid back in 1970. Since that debut, Sheffield has expanded to a wider range of automatics and chronos, many designed around vintage Sheffield dials of the 60s. The Sheffield well of clever and unique design remains his inspiration, as well as maintaining the goal of high-quality, very affordable range of automatic and quartz watches. Sheffield Watches, value on merit, not just price. I love mine. Get yours at sheffieldwatches.com and mention that you heard about them on SwitchCast. Thank you for joining us for SwitchCast with Doug Tabbutt and Tyler Sanders, produced by Ethan Huffnagel. SwitchCast is an automotive entertainment and opinion show, and nothing we say should be taken very seriously. We do not give tax, investment, legal, emotional, or professional advice, and the only licenses we hold are driver's licenses. The opinions expressed on this show are exclusively held by the people pontificating at that moment and do not reflect the values of our producers or sponsors. Our theme music is provided by Emily and Ivory. You can stream their full album on Spotify or SoundCloud. If you like this show, you can stream it in its entirety on your favorite audio podcast platform. Check out switchcast.live for more info.